Maybe you woke up with back pain again. Today we are doing the 3 exercises against back pain that I would strongly recommend you to do every morning so that you simply feel comfortable. We start with the first. In the first one, you have to start by getting down on all fours. And now, when you are on all fours, first pay attention on how to position the pelvis. Look, I am lifting the lower back upwards and I am going downwards into the hollow of the back. Try it briefly with me so that you get a feeling. Simply repeat arching your back and then the opposite of arching your back. Hollow back and the opposite of hollow back. And on the contrary of hollow back, you stay in there now. And you practically go forward with the groins downwards. Lean forward, that helps, or it helps you to adjust it when you pull back the belly button while the groins go down. While the groins go down, you pull the belly button back, and then you notice when you go down that the stretching sensation arises in the groins and not in the belly. In the groin, upper end, and thighs, you should feel the stretch now, and you try to maintain this pull with the navel moving backward, so ultimately you engage your stomach by pulling it in. Then focus on bringing your groin down. This is why it is so important, because now the hip flexor, which is so strongly shortened when sitting, and which in our opinion is also the main trigger for your lower back pain, can then be nicely stretched. And you may notice that the longer it lasts, the more you sink a little bit, and that's exactly the effect we are looking for. That's exactly what you should be feeling. By the way, if you can't hold yourself up on your arms like that, just lay down with your forearms or with your chest on a couch, on a soft chair, and let yourself hang. This is super important because it is exactly the counter movement against sitting folded up, where the hip is folded up to 90 degrees. And now, attention, now we also put a little bit of force in there, but only if you can manage it. If you can, try pulling both knees towards the floor now, pressing them against the floor to increase the pressure. Then you'll notice that it tightens the thighs. And that goes into the hip. You might notice it there, you feel it in the groin, and if your back pain is felt here, then you don't need to worry, just be careful. But if you always stay in the positive range, where it's just a positive feel-good pain, and then you press your knees against the ground again, come out again, and then slowly come up, and now we briefly go into the opposite movement. Don't be surprised if there's a bit of tension in the lower back now because it was just held briefly as it was long in the front, but that's what we want. Now try to go into the opposite movement again and come back up. This was the first exercise. Now number 2, we stay in the front position, but now we focus more on a muscle that runs from the thigh over the hip joint up here, and in our experience, it has a lot to do with back pain. Sit down, like I am sitting now, lean to the left side, and put your leg, your right lower leg, next to you, like I am doing now. Now, you may have a distance from the ankle to the mat here. Adjust it so that it's a bit of a stretch, still comfortably bearable. Then try to move your buttocks further in that direction, go as far as you can. If it only goes this far because there's tension around your knee and the knee itself, Then continue moving your body back in this position. When you get further, you do it here. When you reach the heel, then you do it here. Position yourself as you feel comfortable. And once you are positioned, as mentioned, there can be a little distance here. It can also be just the distance between the buttocks and the heel. Then you focus on the navel. It is very important in this exercise as in the previous one. And now let the belly button continue to move back and take the torso with it. And then you notice when the pelvis moves along, then you get a nice stretching tension here. Move slowly, because it is really intense, so that you can stay within the limits, that it is just a positively perceptible, comfortable pain. Pull in your belly button and stretch nicely there. This is a stretch that, in our experience, frees the knee, frees the hip, frees the back. A lot of positive things happen there. Therefore, enjoy this stretch, go further in, but stay in the range where it still feels good, is just bearable enough so that you have the desire for more exercises. That must always be fun. Because we always want to do more exercises, many different ones for the whole body, so that the older you get, the more flexible and pain-free you become. That is the goal. Go nice and far back, and now let's tighten this stretched muscle. If it doesn't work for you because you're already at the edge now, just leave it and stay in the stretch. And if you feel like it, press your foot against the mat as if you wanted to straighten your leg, then relax again and go further in. And again, you press firmly against the mat, you relax and go further in. And again, you press against the mat and let go and go even further in. And then you slowly come out, move slowly, take your leg forward. I'll turn around for you so that you can see the other leg now, because we have to do the second exercise for both sides, of course. Also put the leg back and test again. How far is my ankle from the ground? How far is my buttock from the heel? It may be that you can only get so close. I will now demonstrate this on the other side, how it looks when one cannot touch the heel bone with the buttocks. But if you can, then go for it. Don't artificially maintain a distance even though you could go further. See, I'm now practically turning my torso backward or tilting my pelvis backward as if I were already touching here, releasing the tension. The stretching, by the way, can also pull on the inside of the knee, on the outside of the knee. That shows, when it pulls there, that there is still a muscle in the stretch, besides the big one here in front, which is actually the main focus and also gets stretched. And also pay attention to the belly button. Always go a little further back with the belly button so that the pelvis is taken along and it is stretched nicely and feels comfortable. And don't overdo it. It is so important that you still feel comfortable. If you ever feel like you need to come out of the stretch, then you have done too much, then the intensity was too high. And here we also press firmly with the foot against the ground, press firmly against the ground, relax and continue to stretch, take the trunk back a little more. And again, you press firmly against the ground, press firmly, then release and continue into the stretch. And because it was so nice, once again, you push against it a little more, let go and continue into the stretch. And then you slowly come out here, move slowly. Take the leg forward, move it straight a little bit, stretch once, and then bend a little bit. And now you bring your feet together. Now we are at the third exercise. Now we have released, lengthened, and made more flexible the muscles and fascia in the front that are related to back pain in our experience. And now we move to the back. Now we're going to the spot where the masseur always says, you're really tense there in the deep back extensors. There's a real tension. We are going to soften that hard tension now, putting in our best effort. Also, depending on how far you can reach forward, if you can reach here, then pull yourself up here. If you can reach there, then pull from there. Maybe you can touch your feet. If not, just take the exercise loop and pull yourself forward using the loop. But no matter how, you always pull your torso further forward, and what do you notice now? You notice the stretching in the lower back, where the hard tension is. This works so well because it immediately relieves tension in the lower back. Depending on how the buttocks are involved, how tense they are, it's also part of it. Beautiful, slowly keep pulling forward. Completely relaxed. And you'll notice, millimeter by millimeter, even a hard tension gradually subsides. We just have to give time, keep moving forward. And also try there at the back, where you feel the draft above the pelvis, that you mentally give the command, give in, be relaxed, become longer, be flexible, talk to your muscles, keep pulling forward. And now we tighten up back there and give it strength again, because it's being stretched out back there, and we're telling the muscles now that they can do more. They can give in more when we apply force. Relax and continue. I just realized, who doesn't have back pain? There are so many people who do, so please be so kind. If the exercise benefits you, I would be very happy if you could recommend us to your friends, acquaintances, colleagues, because it has to be spread. Share the video with them so that they can join in and follow along. You keep moving forward, and now you pull and want to go backwards. You want to go back now, but you hold on, you let go again and continue forward. And again, you pull back and let go and continue forward. This trains the muscles now in a greater length, where you feel much more comfortable getting them accustomed to this length. And then you slowly go out, front free, back free. And now I'll show you something else that I use almost every day myself. Take a back support and simply place the back support under your sacrum. And what you notice now, when you stretch your leg, oh, how well it pulls here in the front. I love it, especially because you can read, listen to music, and entertain yourself while doing it. If your family also does their exercises, then you chat a little while doing it. If the television were on the ceiling, you could even watch TV, and you just have to look a little bit like that. But be careful. There's a risk of falling asleep because it relaxes so much. Everything that has been shortened and tense in the day's stress in the front here should now be softened and made beautifully flexible. Therefore, my recommendation is to do it in the evening. Now I'm slowly going down again. Those were the 3 exercises you should do every day. Let's do this together every day. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, please do so, and also activate the bell so that you don't miss any videos. I always appreciate comments because then I can see how I can formulate the exercises differently or make them more suitable for you. And a thumbs up also makes me happy. Bye until the next video.